answering the call. Answer the call. If we move it as a
City Vision. This for the people. Shaping cities, empowering people. We shaping cities,
inspiring people.
we shaping cities. Yeah. We shaping cities, steady.
Building from the base. Building from the base.
From the base.
Empowering people. Put the power in their face.
Yeah, power in their face.
Power in their face.
From the block to the top.
Yeah, we level in the space.
City Vision, we the
future. Yeah, we stepping in the place.
Yeah. Started with a spark, now the vision, vivid, living proof. From the ground to the grind, had to tighten every move. Spark, proof, grind, move. Turn the losses into lessons, now we leveling the views. Now the city seeing clearly. We the ones they gotta choose. From the pain to the purpose, put the work in with the work.
Working with the work.
Working with the word. Had to plant it in the dirt just to show them what it's worth. Work. We shaping cities steady.
Building from the base.
Empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
Power. Face.
Face. From the block to the top.
Yeah, we level in the space.
City Vision. We the future.
Yeah, we stepping in a place. Every block got a plan. Got a plan.
Every plane got a plan.
Got a plan. Turn the fear into fire.
Fire don't fade.
Now we building up a legacy they never could erase.
Erase. We don't fall. Stand tall through it all. Stand tall. Hand in hand, build a plan. Yeah, we answering the call. Answer the call. Answer the call. If we move it as a unit, ain't no limit, none at all.
We shaping cities steady.
Building from the base.
Empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
That power in the people.
Power in the people.
Power in the people.
From the block to the top, yeah, we level in the space.
City Vision, we the future, yeah, we stepping in a place. Shaping cities, empowering people.
Shaping cities. Oh, empowering people.
Shaping cities, empower people.
Every mountain we climb.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and what a beautiful day, right? Nothing like a project by my husband to bring out the sun. Let me start by thanking Addison for that magnificent introduction and for exemplifying the heart, excellence, and determination that has blossomed right here on the South Side for a very long time. I also want to send some love to everyone who made this day a reality. The construction workers, landscapers, designers, the architects, artists, chefs, our staff, our board members, our donors. Barack and I simply cannot thank you enough for the care and brilliance you poured into every square inch of this campus.
You looked me in my eyes and said, I can't promise the whole wide world, but I'll give you a life worth living, a story that's still unheard. And somehow through the highs and lows, through every storm we'd see, You gave me more than I imagined. You gave the world to me. Every step, every scar, every mountain we climbed. You never lost yourself, not one single time. You stood through the fire, never changed your name. Never let the pressure steal your flame. When the world kept watching, hoping you'd fall, you stood a little taller through it all. You carried hope where others carried fear. You led with love year after year. You didn't just survive the storm, you showed us who you are. Long years inside the furnace, still your heart remained the same. The heat revealed your truest colors, it never burned away your name. Grace under pressure, calm through the noise, strength wrapped inside humility. Every challenge only proved the depth of your integrity. They questioned where you came from, they questioned who you were, they questioned if you belonged at all. Every doubt met steady purpose. Every attack became another reason to stand even taller. Never bitter, never broken, never giving hate a home. You stood through the fire, never changed your soul. Never let the darkness take control. When history called you, answer strong, showing all of us where we belong. You turned the pressure into grace. You gave the world a stronger place. Not because you never struggled, but because love always led the way. You once promised me an interesting life instead. You gave me a life that changed the world.
Thank you all. I love you all. God bless you, and God bless this country we love.
Oh, yeah. City Vision. This for the people. Shaping cities, empowering people. We shaping cities,
Inspiring people.
we shaping cities. Yeah. We shaping cities steady, building from the base. Building from the base, from the base, from the base. Empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
Yeah, power in their face.
Power in their face.
From the block to the top.
Yeah, we level in the space.
City Vision, we the
Future. Yeah, we stepping in the place.
Yeah. Started with a spark, now the vision, vivid, living proof. From the ground to the grind, had to tighten every move. Spark, proof, grind, move. Turn the losses into lessons, now we leveling the views. Now the city seeing clearly. We the ones they gotta choose. From the pain to the purpose, put the work in with the work.
Working with the work.
Working with the word. Had to plant it in the dirt just to show them what it's worth. We shaping cities steady,
Building from the base.
empowering people.
Put the power in their face.
Power, 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 power. Face.
Face, face.
level in the space.
City vision, we the future.
Yeah, we stepping in a place. Every block got a plan.
Got a plan.
Got a plan.
Every plane got a play.
Got a plan.
Got a play.
Turn the fear into fire.
Fire don't fade.
Now we building up a legacy they never could erase.
Erase, 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 erase.
We don't fall, we don't fall. Stand tall through it all.
Stand tall, stand tall.
Hand in hand, build a plan. Yeah, we answering the call.
Answer the call.
Answer the call.
Answer the call. If we move it as a unit, ain't no limit, none at all.
We shaping cities steady,
Building from the base,
empowering people.
put the power in their face.
That power in the people.
Power in the people.
Power in the people.
From the block to the top, yeah, we level in the space.
City vision, we the future. Yeah, we stepping in a place. Shaping cities, empowering people.
Shaping cities. Oh, empowering people.
Shaping cities, empowering people.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and what a beautiful day, right? Nothing like a project by my husband to bring out the sun. Let me start by thanking Addison for that magnificent introduction and for exemplifying the heart, excellence, and determination that has blossomed right here on the South Side for a very long time. I also want to send some love to everyone who made this day a reality. The construction workers, landscapers, designers, the architects, artists, chefs, our staff, our board members, our donors. Barack and I simply cannot thank you enough for the care and brilliance you poured into every square inch of this campus.
You looked me in my eyes and said, I can't promise the whole wide world, but I'll give you a life worth living, a story that's still unheard. And somehow through the highs and lows, through every storm we'd see, you gave me more than I imagined. You gave the world to me. Every step, every scar, every mountain we climbed, you never lost yourself, not one single time. You stood through the fire, never changed your name, never let the pressure steal your flame. When the world kept watching, hoping you'd fall, you stood a little taller through it all. You carried hope where others carried fear. You led with love year after year. You didn't just survive the storm, you showed us who you are. Long years inside the furnace, still your heart remained the same. The heat revealed your truest colors, it never burned away your name. Grace under pressure, calm through the noise, strength wrapped inside humility. Every challenge only proved the depth of your integrity. They questioned where you came from, they questioned who you were, they questioned if you belonged at all. Attack became another reason to stand even taller. Never bitter, never broken, never giving hate a home. You stood through the fire, never changed your soul, never let the darkness take control.
bless you, and God bless this country we love.
Mindful Mondays. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, yeah. Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Monday, Mindful Monday, Mindful Monday, Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays, Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Take a breath today. breath today. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath today. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Democrat over.
Take a breath today. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Monday. Take a breath today. Not to escape the work, but to center the why behind it. Be present in your purpose. Move with intention, not urgency. Lead from peace, not pressure. Mindfulness isn't slowing down the mission, it's sharpening it. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays. Mindful Mondays.
Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, everyone. My apology for my camera. Seemed like today it didn't want to show how beautiful I am in the morning. So please forgive the picture. However, Mindful Mondays, every Monday, 12 to 2, here with Dr. Jackson and other co-hosts we're here to share how can we make St. Louis a better city. A lot of cities are at their round table discussing the question, how can they make their city a better city? But we're going to start it because we're going to talk about it today, and that's what we're doing Mindful Mondays. But keep in mind that the opinions and comments made on Mindful Monday are solely those of the program hosts. It has nothing to do with the affiliated businesses. It has nothing to do with the companies that are supporting us. It's an open platform. We're here to share our opinions and thoughts to see how can we improve our own life, number one, and two, how can we improve our city, our neighbors, our residents. There's a writing that's written that says, treat your neighbor like how you want to be treated. And I'm sure we don't want to be treated no other kind of way but good. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm Tavon Brooks. I'm so sorry you can't see me. I wish you can see me because I do look good. But I'm going to bring on Dr. Jackson. Dr. Jackson is I don't want to say the older, the more mature version of me, but I give it to him. You know, I'm sure someone found Dr. Jackson handsome. Dr. Jackson, how are you, sir?
Well, I am doing great, Tavon. I was just trying to make sure I got to the stage, and I guess you at least hear the voice, and then I understand that Dr. Cross is in the house with you today.
He is in the house. He might have a camera problem too because for some reason the network is messing up our good looks. He looks, I mean, I ain't gonna say he look good, but I'm sure he is handsome too. But the camera don't
Well-
want to show him. He's in the house. Dr. Cross,
Yes, sir. Can you see me?
Well, you're behind
we
the
can't
scenes.
see you, but we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. We're coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri, and last week we had a few technical difficulties. We may have a few today. However, one of the things that we know that the show must go on. This is the Mindful Monday show, and before we get started real good, I want to say to you, all of the opinions and information presented here does not belong to the show. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or its affiliates. And we're tied into a number of people. City Visions is one. So whatever you hear here does not reflect the views of City Vision. Excuse me. And we're also connected to Harris-Stowe State University with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. And all the views expressed here are not their views or their intents. And then we're also connected to the BRHF radio station. So we've got enough affiliates and enough folk to let you know that the opinions expressed here are those of our guest. And of course, sometimes the host step out and say some things. But again, it is our pleasure to present to you the Mindful Monday show. Did you make it on, Charlotte? Thumbs up if you can see the show fairly well. Thank you. We wanted to make sure that you were there. It looks like you're doing breakfast. And that's
Yeah,
a
late
good thing.
breakfast.
Oh, well, you're having breakfast. Think about the many people that don't get an opportunity to have breakfast, either
That's
through
true.
their work situation or through their financial situations. We're going to go immediately, Tavon, to the weather forecast. Now, today has been a blessing. Those of you that have had an opportunity to live through the weather, I think you can know that today is sunny and about 73 degrees. It hasn't been 73 degrees in maybe about 10 days. So we are pleased that that you are with us and that you're experiencing it. Later on, we'll give you a full 10-day report. Dr. Parr, David Parr, are you there?
And if you want, Dr. Jackson, I can read off the weather if you want.
Well, why don't you, and at least give us one GIF? That would be, will you be able to show that, or your camera will not be able to show it?
You're probably not on the GIF, still technical difficulties, but I can say that the weather today is going to be pretty nice. High of 85, low of 68. Tuesday, we're looking at a high of 90, low of 68. Sunny on the Tuesday. Wednesday, we're looking at some showers, but high 84, low of 71. But bring your umbrella because you're going to have some rain. Thursday, high of 88, low of 72. Small, lightly showers, but still keep your umbrella close. Might need to keep your boots because it might snow. No telling what's going to happen in St. Louis. On Friday, high of 92. Beautiful sunny day, low of 72. Keep the umbrella in the trunk, but you can put it away. On a Saturday, some small showers, but high of 90, low of 66. And on Sunday, again, we're looking at high of 82. Beautiful sunny day, low of 64. That will conclude our weekly weather extravaganza here in the Midwest. Back to you, Dr. Jackson.
Well, thank you. Wanted to report out that our weather person was experiencing some pain this morning with her leg, and so she went to see the doctor. Hopefully, it didn't start paining because of the low temperatures. Because this weather, at least today's weather, now the 90s, maybe something different tomorrow in Charlotte, but the historian for the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, and more importantly for the Mindful Monday show, is none other than David L. Parr. And Dr. Parr, do you have something to let us know about? We sent a number of things to your site. So if people want some additional information, if you call or write in, we will send those tidbits to you. But Mr. Parr, Dr. Parr, the stage is all yours.
Well, I'd like to say good afternoon to our radio audience. I've had some interesting happenings, like my electricity just came back on, and I've just was trying to set my clocks so that I could know what time it was. That's always an interesting experience when your electricity goes out, and mine goes out quite often when there's a major storm, mainly because there's a transformer close to where I stay, and the transformer always goes basically out. I want to start today with our word for today. Our word for today actually has a family of words. You can add suffixes and prefixes to this word to change the meaning. But our word for today is toxic. T-O-X-I-C. Toxic. The word toxic is used to describe anything we don't particularly like a toxic place, a toxic party. We apply it so liberally that what does it really mean? What does the word toxic really mean? Because we apply toxic to a lot of things. I just heard that word yesterday, a toxic locker room. What does that mean?
John?
Well, the word toxic actually means poison, or a very harmful. It's very harmful to living things. There's both a literary definition and a definition that's figuratively. Figuratively means that we have made it into what we want it to be. The literary or the literal definition is a poison. It's a Greek word. The Greek word comes from poisoning for an arrow. In other words, the Greek word for toxic was toxikanon, pharmacia, which means a poison arrow. So how did it extrapolate to us doing things or seeing things the way we do? Well, in the 16th century, the English language could grab hold of the word toxic. And when the English language gets hold of anything, it makes a change. So figuratively, it began to talk about a toxic people. It began to describe people. It began to describe places, environments, and things. So that's how it evolved to the figuratively speech or figuratively definition adjective of toxic. Toxic means basically, figuratively, harsh treatment, malicious environment, or damaging to well-being. Again, the word comes from toxicon, which is a Greek word. And again, it entered the English language in the 1600s. Some of the synonyms for toxic are poisonous, venomous, harmful, noxious, lethal, destructive, and malicious. I had somebody to say, you use those synonyms, could you also define some of the synonyms? I'll do that on another occasion. Sentences using toxic, I use one of them. The football team had a toxic environment. The baseball team changed because the toxic environment was detoxed. Again, a new formula, again, using a family of words, a new formula for detox was generated by a famous doctor. Those are some of the sentences using our word toxic. Our quote for today comes from a man I'm sure Dr. Jackson and is familiar with. It is Carter G. Woodson, who is the father of Black history. Carter G. Woodson says, the quote, "The mere imparting of information is not education. Above all things, the effort must result in making a man think and do for himself." Again, quoting Carter G. Woodson, "The mere imparting of information is not education. Above all things, the effort must result in making a man think and do for himself." Now you have to remember that in Carter G. Woodson, when he developed all the information and he wrote his book, The Miseducation of the Negro, was back in a very oppressive time, hasn't changed a lot, but it was a very oppressive time for African Americans. African Americans basically were given information, and basically that information was given to them to sort of control them. Education can be can control people rather than free people. If you just give them information and don't teach them how to analyze that information and utilize that information and critique it for themselves so that it can benefit them, then they're only being trained, not educated. And that can control the environment. And that's what this society did back in Carter G. Woodson days. They trained people, but they did not really educate them. If a student can use a word or can use what they learn to form independent conclusions, they have been trained, not educated. When you can only impart information extremely for an oppressed society, that becomes training, and that's how you control a society. And that's how the people, the African Americans, were basically given information, but not taught how to critically use it, and not taught how to benefit for themselves. So basically, that's what he was basically talking about. Again, looking up the information for African American history for the month of August, you will find a plethora of data about African American history and in the month of August. And again, remember, the middle of August in 1619 is when all of this slavery began here in the American colonies. At the middle of August 1619 is when the first enslaved people arrived in this country at Port Monmouth, Virginia, from Africa. And again, so many other positive things have happened in African American history for the month of August. including some of the most popular inventors inventing their inventions for the society and benefit of America. Remember, if you know where you came from, it can help you to benefit and see where you're going. My thought for today, you are better than you think you are. That's all I have for today, Dr. Jackson.
Well, thanks. That was awfully short, Dr. Parr, but we thank you because we know that if you are interested in some additional information, then you can actually send in and we can give you some historical significant events that occurred for the same week of the 16th through the 23rd of August. And
Yep.
it is always our pleasure to have Dr. Parr on. Just as I remember, Dr. Parr, from looking at the information that you provided, quite a number of people were either born or things happened. The 1619 trace during the middle of August is for sure one of the most significant things, because it was then that slavery was started and began to flourish in the American colonies.
Right, exactly.
It is real interesting that because of the melanin in our skin, it was easy to say, because of this person's color, they are a derivative from Africa, and possibly 100% possible that they're slaves. And that's why it's important. Keep in mind, and Dr. Parr made us be aware, other people came to the colonies as indentured servants and slaves, and yet they were able to work themselves out of that situation because they didn't have the stigma of the melanin in their skin, and they were not easily discernible. We are going through a period quite like that now, Dr. Parr. There's some who look Hispanic, who have citizenship in these United States, but people are beginning to say, call ICE, because I think we have some people here that shouldn't be here. And many of them have been here since birth. They just simply look Hispanic. So sometimes matching the skin tone with the people causes a significant amount of problems.
And anxiety.
We have 10 minutes before anxiety is there.
Yeah, I would like
later on will be Sage. I'm sorry, Dr. Parr, you said something?
Yeah, I'd like to point our radio audience to a book that I think they would enjoy reading. It is a book called Before the Mayflower by Lorraine Bennett. He wrote a book, Before the Mayflower, which chronicles a lot of the activities of African Americans from 1619 all the way up to 1961. And some of the things that you can read and catch up on as far as African American history is concerned, not only include some very positive and inspirational people, but also it includes things about the entire America hemisphere as far as people of color are concerned, including the Haitian Revolution and other things. Do you realize that there were the United States was not the only country involved in chattel slavery. That means slavery or people were considered property. There were Spain, England, France, Portugal, and uh, and so many other countries. Do you know the worst country in importing African slaves happened to be Spain? So, those were the major countries that were involved in slavery, using Africans as property. So read that if you can get the book. It is an old book. Again, it's called Before the Mayflower, and it's by Lorraine Bennett, a tremendous writer. And it's just one of the books that I've read and am still reading.
But I have a question, Dr. Parr. I've met several individuals who believe that slavery never existed. All of that was a myth. You providing books and facts on certain situations. So what are your thoughts on that, on the ones who say slavery never exists?
Say that again, Tavon.
There are individuals who believe slavery never existed. What are your thoughts on that?
If slavery never existed, or did it ever exist?
That it didn't. There are some believe that slavery was just stories told by individuals to make us think something else. But they believe slavery was just a figment of someone's imagination.
Well, slavery it's very difficult for it to be a figment of someone's imagination, because slavery has existed.
Dr. Parr.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying, Doctor,
I said slavery has existed throughout the history of the world. I mean, even the Ottoman Empire, which had people of color, the Moors, and people of that nature, they had slaves, although the treatment of slaves in this country was probably much more brutal than most other countries. The Native Americans, when they went to war with the tribe and they captured some people, some of the tribes made the people that they captured members of their own tribe. Some of them made them workers and slaves, but they treated them as members of their own tribe or their own organization. Brutality in the United States and the colonies was just off the charts, as in my opinion. Does that answer your question, Tavon?
Well, I believe slavery existed. I mean, I think I've already seen a lot of historical facts living in Israel from the Nile to the Euphrates and the slave trade. I'm convinced. I've been to Africa, but I've encountered several groups of African American who believe slavery was just a story. But I mean, I can argue with them all day, but everybody can believe what they want. I know what I believe.
Well, Tavon and everybody else, you get the same argument when you talk about the Holocaust, because some people say it did not happen, but we know it did.
Dr. Jackson, we back?
Are you back, John?
Yes, I'm back.
We're going to put a disclaimer, and this is my comedy moment. We're going to put a disclaimer out that you cannot use Wi-Fi that is your age you are. You got to use Wi-Fi that's lower than okay. Dr. John using Wi-Fi from the decade, from the 100 years ago, dial up.
All right. Well, I'll take that insult. However, the time is ready for Dr. Danielle Peoples and guests. She always brings somebody exciting. Looks like she's got two exciting people today, and we will do our best to see who these wonderful are. Dr. Peoples, the stage is yours, and why don't we let the illustrious Dr. Lewis Cross introduce Dr. Peoples?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon,
Because
Dr.
she is his personal.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Louis.
Okay, good afternoon, Dr. Peoples, and I'm going to let you introduce your guest. Dr. Peoples is our resident chiropractor. She's been with our show since the inception of the show approximately 6 years ago, and she's looking younger every day, and has an abundance of fantastic information. So without any further ado, Dr. Peoples, and you can invite your lovely guests. You can introduce your lovely guests.
Greetings.
Let's give Dr. Peoples a hand.
Yeah. All right.
Where's my tech guy at? I like the tech guy. He hit that round of applause button. I'm in love with it. Where is he today? No, he's not here today. Okay. Greetings. I am Dr. Danielle. I am Dr. Danielle Peoples, Black Radio Hall of Fame resident chiropractor. And as always, it is so wonderful to be in this space with you again. Last week, I came with another educator, Dr. Bodie, if you recall, and we talked about the benefits of chiropractic for our educators. But I didn't want the conversation to end there. Education may end for you as a career, but what you do afterwards, you still have to take care of yourself. So I brought with me some retired educators who are going to continue the conversation of the benefits of chiropractic for our educators. And then we will also encourage our educators who didn't hear us last week to get out there and actually get your chiropractic care. So with me today, I have Dr. Billy Mayo and Ms. Theda Pittman. I will let them introduce who they are and how they have been educators before we get into our discussion.
I am a retired educator from the St. Louis Public Schools. I was a literacy coach, an IC, and a regular classroom teacher for many years. I've taught all grades 1 through 8 in the St. Louis Public Schools.
And good afternoon. I am Billy Mayo, and I am also a retired educator, and I was in the classroom for 28 years and in central level administration for 14 years. And I have been retired now since 2007. I'm, being retired that long, sometimes the memory wanes on you, but I've been retired for quite a while from education, but doing other things as well.
So although they have retired, taking care of themselves did not retire. It was still a necessity. And they have allowed chiropractic to be a part of their journey. Compared to when you all were in education, how has chiropractic benefited you? And would you have included that in your education when you were standing in front of the students? Compare and contrast that for me, please. Anyone can take the floor.
Okay, I would say that the chiropractic medicine has helped me with the ability to move around more, have more flexibility. And I would have used it more when I was teaching if I had known about it, to keep my body flexible, because when you're teaching, you're standing constantly and you need that flexibility in your bones.
And I echo that. The mobility and flexibility is really paramount for good health. Had I known about chiropractic care when I was in the classroom, I certainly would have been in the office at least once a week. Now that I know about it, though, I'm in the office once a week because it helps me just with my my daily living, I am less rigid. I am more confident about my being able to move around, and so it's been a gift to me to be able to get chiropractic care.
So with chiropractic, it's about balance. So as they've shown that, yes, it would have been very beneficial as an educator when they were actively in the classrooms, but they're still utilizing this resource now. Being outside is outside of the classroom, there's still a balance, right? There's still a
Yes.
balance to life, not just physical balance, but stress didn't stop because they stopped being an educator.
Right.
They didn't stop worrying about students because they did. You all stop worrying about students?
No.
Oh, okay, they didn't stop
No.
worrying about the students
No.
because they left the classroom, and so they still have to be present and be able to show up for the community. They're still showing up in different ways, whether it's through church or through other organizations that they have become a part, so that they continue to give back. Once you're an educator, you're always an educator.
Absolutely.
And what chiropractic also does is it allows you to build your immune system because we're constantly around people. And so, yes, it helps balance stress. Yes, it balances aches and pains, but our spine is connected directly to our immune system and it helps it remain strong when we're facing coughing people, not just children, but coughing people, or when we are dealing with just viruses or anything that's in the air, our body is able to fight it better. How have you all noticed that your body is able to resist or stay healthy among the community?
I've noticed that I haven't caught as many colds as I had before. My immune system is better, and when I do catch a cold, it doesn't last as long or it's not as severe.
You know, and I'm going to ditto that too. And I'm also really thinking about the physical health and the emotional health. Because of the care that I'm receiving, I would say my stress level has lessened. I'm not as stress related, well, things that might have bothered me, particularly with my movement and my mobility, are no longer there because I'm much more assured of my being able to get up easily or go places without thinking about, am I going to be able to go in and go up the steps? So that's really reduced my stress level, and the stress level then, reduction of the stress level then has aided my emotional well-being.
What she said is it improved her quality of life overall because she doesn't have to think about, am I going to be able to do this? I can just get up and go and take care of whatever I need to do. She doesn't have to think about getting up out the seat. She doesn't have to think about picking something up off the floor if she drops it. She doesn't have to think about, well, I can't get dressed by myself. I need some assistance or I need someone to brush my hair. Now, if you want assistance, that's fine too.
Yes.
I still look for somebody to peel my grapes before I eat them. But maybe maybe that's too much. Okay. So even if you don't need the assistance, you're confident in being able to do it yourself. And so we encourage you, and I didn't want to just only come on here and let you hear it from me why you should come see the chiropractor. I bring people because they give a different perspective. They've seen their lives impacted positively by it. Why can't yours? If you had words to give yourself, your younger self, as well to the younger educators about including chiropractic care, what would you say to them?
I would say that I agree with having to go at least once a week while you're still working and include some kind of exercise daily with your students when they come in the classroom to get their blood flowing so that they will be able to have the ability to keep going too, because our bodies tend to shut down when we are more sedentary. So I think moving around gives us that energy we need to go on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely incorporate some kind of exercise into the daily routine of a classroom. I do something now called a daily energy routine that takes about 7 minutes, and it is highly complemented by the chiropractic care that I get from Dr. Danielle. I'd also say it's never too late to come to get chiropractic care. I am not going to reveal my age, but I think maybe some people on who are listening might know, relatively speaking, where I might be age wise. So I discovered it relatively late in life, but please, if there are those out there who are pondering the question or the choice of getting chiropractic care, don't ponder it, do it.
Age is not a factor. It doesn't matter if you're 2 weeks old or if you are 1,100,000 weeks old. Okay, I don't know what that age comes out to, but it doesn't matter where you begin your chiropractic journey. Just start it, because you don't know what you're missing out of. You don't know what it feels like when your body isn't aligned. And once you figure out that alignment, then you're saying, oh, I want to make sure I do this. I get the question all the time, well, once I start getting adjusted, I have to keep coming. No, you don't have to keep coming, but you want to keep coming because you enjoy feeling good. You enjoy being able to do what you want to do when you're ready to do it. You enjoy not worrying about pain. All of those things matter. Even when they mention being able to handle new stress, we're constantly being stressed out, whether it's micro stress, macro stress, we're constantly under stress. But when you're getting adjusted, it resets your body to allow you to handle new stress without the panic, without feeling like you're out of control. You still might be overwhelmed just a little bit, not because your nervous system can't handle it, but just because the amount of stress coming at you at one time, you still have some sense of overwhelm. But when you're adjusted, you have the ability to pause and clear out and declutter and then say, okay, this is my solution here. This is what I can do. So you're able to process the stress better when you are being adjusted. But don't wait. Don't say, oh, I'm too old, I'm too young. Everyone with a spine. And I say everyone because there are doctors that do adjust animals. I'm not the doctor. If you have more than 2 legs, don't come in my office. I'm not adjusting you. And it benefits them as well. But that's not what this segment is about. It's about the humans. So you should get in here and find out what you're able to do. Some people are able to stand taller. They're able to walk out of this office, even though they may have crawled, not quite crawled, but maybe bent over when they come in. Some people are actually taller when they get off the table. Now, not enough adjustments have made me tall enough. So I don't know where the shortcomings are. You get it? Shortcomings. I don't understand what's happening when it comes to me, but everyone are taller when they get off my table. Maybe I should get on. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? What are some thoughts you're having about chiropractic, whether it's for the educator in your life or just in general?
Yeah, I had a comment. I just know that if you have a body, as far as most of us know, that's the only one we're going to get. We need to do something on a regular basis. Now, I went to a chiropractor last year. Hadn't been to one in a long time, and it really does feel good to get those to get those adjustments. And also, I take exercise now, even if it's only just a few minutes a day. For instance, leg lifts. I do 100 for each leg, and now I'm feeling better. I was doing it. I had to hold on to something, and then I was just doing 50, and then I got to the point I was doing 100, and now I could do 100 without holding on to something. So there's an improvement there. So it's very necessary.
Very good. And yes, it is very necessary. Thank you for sharing that with us.
I just wanted to say hello to Billy Mayo. We worked in the school system. Hello, Billy. We worked in the system together for years, and it's good to see you, Billy. And thanks for coming on the show.
that you are so welcome. So it's a bounty to be here.
So if you're looking to come into the office, you can find me stlprohealth.com online, and you can fill out the contact form, or you can give me a call at 314-607-9150. I look forward to hearing from you. If you would like to have more information, definitely reach out to me. If you would like me to come where you are and put on a presentation, your space, I would love to come about chiropractic. And then whatever your audience is, I will tailor that conversation for you all with demo and hands-on demonstrations as well.
For Dr. People,
Yes.
Dr. People, for two things. This is John Jackson. Two things. I met one of your clients yesterday, and what he said to me was interesting. He said he had recently gotten married, and he said after you worked on his back, he said he said if you had if he hadn't gotten married, he'd have dropped her and picked you up.
Well,
and again, I'm not familiar with the one administrator,
put us on mute.
educator. But I am familiar with Dr. Mayo, and it is my pleasure to have you on our Mindful Monday show. It's our pleasure.
and don't forget Miss Pittman here.
The wind beneath my wings told me to tell you hi for her.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and please give her my love and let her know I'll be contacting her soon.
All right.
Okay. Well, I may be contacting you soon because
I told you.
Dr. Cross and myself are getting ready to do
Okay,
some
that sounds good. I like punishment.
and we might need your service. Dr. Cross and myself
Listen, Doris,
I'm here. Then you know how to
All right.
reach me.
Thank you again. Take care. Thank you, Dr. Peoples.
Thank you. And I will see you all. I'm going to see you all next week. But then, wait, I don't know what day of the week it is. I'll just send you an email. I don't know. I'll see you one day, but it's hopefully next Monday. But there is one of the Mondays I will have to miss you all. So I'll be in touch with you all to let you all know.
You know, Dr. Cross wants you on every week, so you let him know. We'll go along with your schedule. But you know, you are his personal chiropractor, and he just loves the ground you walk on. But I think you know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dr. Cross, I think you've got another guest coming on.
Okay, I want to thank Dr. Peoples
Tavon?
and her guests, and we'll see her next week at 12:30. Okay, I want to thank Dr. Peoples and her guests, and we'll see her next week at 12:30. It's delayed.
Yeah, we're just hearing your delayed voice, Lewis. Just go right on. I think we'll be okay. Introduce your other special guest that you have, Dr. Cross.
Oh, I'm going to let Tavon introduce him. Can you hear me?
Okay, no problem. Yes,
So
sir.
this is Mr. Prince. This is Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince is an author. He's someone also invested in community when it comes to relationships. He wrote a book about the process in which men and women should take before they get married. But he's been around for some time. He thoroughly invested in the community. He had an interesting idea, and I thought it'd be a good platform for him to share his idea because community consists of relationships, and that's something that we struggle with every day. So, Mr. Eric, how are you, sir?
I am fine. That is a good starting point for relationships. In my humble opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people, is that if you don't start your relationship out right, then chances are it's going to fail, and then that's a lot of failing men, women, and children. The better we focus on starting a relationship, because the relationship starts off with one person. And if you, as that one person, can be the best that you can be, and then you choose a potential partner who is the best that he or she can be, then the two come together as mature individuals and then grow together. But here's what's happening in most cases. We come together, we're not mature. One of us or both of us are not mature. And then we grow up. And then when we grow up, we grow apart from each other.
Hey, Dr. Cross, can I pause you for 1 second? We're going to move to another room because I don't want to lose the guys about to go out. So we're going to move to the office, but you can still hear you talking while you move.
Okay. So
you can come in. You can come in.
So
forgive us, everybody, for the time.
Well, let's continue with the relationship
people
information.
make better decisions. And if they make better decisions, it helps everybody all the way around. It helps in schools. Your children to school. It also helps in schools in that you teach the children a set of relationship rules that helps them to stop being so distracted with each other. We have all these beautiful people in our communities. We have all these beautiful people in our communities who could help each other out, but we're the very ones distracting each other. You take your good looks, your charm, your youth, and you use it to what do you call it? Confuse the other people in your community. That doesn't work. It doesn't work well at all. So, but that, in my humble opinion, is what's going on. If you're a good-looking man or a good-looking woman or a good-looking boy or girl, you use everything you have, and all you're doing is confusing the other people. Here's my suggestion on that is you have to have some standards in order to even be someone's mate. And those standards have to be higher than what the general community is doing. All right. Right now, what we're doing is two people look at each other. They're pleasing to each other's eyes. They hang out with each other for a little bit, and within no time, they've decided that they're going to be have a relationship. And according to the status rules, once you start having a relationship, you can start being intimate. And that person who you're intimate with is your new mate. And you are a cheater if you see someone else. But the point of that whole coming together is, see, it's too important to just let people come together and have no criteria or standards whatsoever, because that's how families are formed. And over the centuries, the elders of the community made sure that that wasn't happening. the elders made sure that everybody knew the rules, that there were some rules. But right now, they're hardly any rules. What kids are doing now, or people are doing now, is they come together with hardly any rules and they make up their own rules. I'm not going to spend more than this amount when we go on a date, or I'm not going to do any more than kiss with them until a certain time. So they're making up their own rules. There's no standards for them to base those on, and it hurts everybody. I would even suggest this to begin. We don't make any commitment to someone else until we finish our commitment to ourselves. And what we need to do is have some standards as far as what those commitments are. For instance, I would say the standards, there are 5 of them that I propose. One of them is you know how to keep a roof over your own head. You're not dependent upon someone else, like some little girl, and you know how to keep a roof over your head. That's one. The second one is that you master some kind of skill. Whether you're going to master being a boxer or you're going to master being an engineer, but master something. I didn't just say know something. I said master. Become to the point where you are better at that particular skill than the majority of people, and that will help you stand out. Plus, it also helps your potential mate know who he or she is dealing with, because they know that person knows him or herself. The third one is you have a dependable income, seniority on the job, or a supervisory position on the job, or a successful business. If you can't hold a job down and have it, and it's a dependable income, then you jeopardize the relationship, period. And then the fourth one is have some money saved up for emergencies or opportunities that might come up. If you don't do that, then every time any little thing happens, that puts you in a position where you're dependent on some third person to help you out. And they may or may not help you based upon who you choose to be with. Or they may not help you because they just don't want to, they don't have to. But if a person is spending all their money and time on and not making any effort to put some emergency money to the side, then they're not doing what's best for the relationship, for themselves, actually. Next one is they should have their, next one, the fifth one, last one, they should have their education goals completed, whatever they are. So that's, if you don't complete those education goals, and before you make a commitment to someone else, you may delay your education goals for the sake of the other person. So anyway, those are just some standards that I would suggest that people consider. And that's all that's in like group 1 and group 2. There's 10 relationship rules. I have a book called The 10 Relationship Rules for Family Power.
Jack, are you here?
Well, unfortunately, what's coming across my screen is that you are with Tavon and City Vision, and you may be with City Visions, but I know your name's not Tavon. So give us your name again, and we want to thank you for being on the show.
Okay. My name is Eric Harriel. Eric, E-R-I-C, Harriel, Harriel. I see your lips. Oh, okay. That was a delay. I'm sorry. Okay. So my name is Eric Harriel. I've written a book called The 10 Relationship Rules for Family Power. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I've done a lot of things. I've worked in the schools quite a bit, either as a substitute teacher or teacher. But I've been around for a little while. See, a little bit over 45. I'm from St. Louis.
Okay, thank you, Mr. L.
I'm from St. Louis.
All right, well, that makes a difference as well. That makes a difference as well.
Well,
We've
I think good
got a
ideas can
couple
come from anywhere.
of things going on. I want to take one moment who's a consultant that works with us, and she will probably come on later. And if she doesn't come on later, I have the piece. She really wants to hear Norman Ross. And believe it or not, Andre, it is his time. This is Norman Ross's time. And then after Norm, you only have 5 minutes. Just listen 5. Hi there.
Can I?
Well, let
say
us
something real
bring
quick?
on Sage, Norman. Well, you already said it. Come on.
What
Come
I
on.
want to do is piggyback on,
Come on, Tracy.
Mr. Eric. As a woman, our version, I agree with what you said. One of the things I taught my girls when I ran my nonprofit is to think about yourself first. Put you first, because once you have a child or a boyfriend or a husband, it's no longer about you. And one of the things we taught our girls is the first 90 days into a relationship, not only get to know yourself of what you are willing to accept, but get to know the person to make themselves prove themselves worthy of your time. The same with you. So I do agree. There's a lot of things that was taught from the older generation for myself, and I'm in my 60s, that I passed down to my girls and my kids and even my son. That if you're not able to take care of yourself, how can you take care of somebody else? These are some of the foundations that unfortunately we're seeing that are lost in our generations that are coming up now. They don't have that foundation. That foundation is made out of a strong bonding with not only themselves, but with others. So I agree with what you're saying. I was just saying, because I ran that for 10 years and I won a couple of awards because of we're not changing. We need to change the mindset. The moment you change a person's mindset, you can change their life.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to comment. I thought that was very excellent what you said. I just wanted to piggyback.
So he will actually be starting a podcast specifically for relationships real soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Is this
Well,
Norman
again,
Ross's time?
Let me try it again. Yes, let's start it again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of our listening audience, please give your ear to the sage, the wise one, Norman Ross.
Thank you, John. You're very gracious. I want to give a shout out to the Mindful Monday podcast audience, as well as my podcast co-hosts. And I want to go back to last Monday where we ended the session where we were talking about the defamation. But I want to go back to where I was at. I was in the 18th dynasty. And at that time, we were talking about Tutankhamun. And then we got into maybe 2 Mondays where we talked about the defamation, the defaming of ancient African history and why it's important that the African Americans and the African diaspora, as well as those in Africa, retrieve our ancient African historical cultural heritage, because right now it's being under assault. There are for hundreds of years, European Egyptologists were trying to hijack that cultural heritage and imply that we don't know who the Egyptians were, but they would present them as Europeans. Okay. Now you also have the country of Egypt, the government and the cultural institutions are trying to hijack our ancient cultural heritage. And they're saying that the ancient Egyptians, they look like the Arabic, the Semitic population that is now in control of Egypt and what have you. Conquered Egypt in 642 CE, which is the Common Era. And of course, the Common Era begins with the birth of Christ. So we want to say why it is so important that we study ancient African history, because with the study of ancient African history, we can create a new cultural, philosophical, historical paradigm that we can use. And when we say paradigm, we're saying a pattern, a new model, a new framework, a new blueprint to allow us, to empower us to rebuild and redevelop our communities. That's why it's very important. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Let's see. And I want to start where I left out. Right now you see a picture of a wooden statue of King Tutankhamun. This statue came out of his tomb. As you can see, that the statue is that of a Black African ethnicity. Okay. And I went over this before, but I'm going over it again just to emphasize how important this is and what is being done with the legitimacy, the actual truth about Tutankhamun. This is his face mask. As you can see, the features are that of a Black African ethnicity. And these are two statues, wooden statues, that came out of the tomb of Tutankhamun. These two statues, or these two photos, were featured in the National Geographic magazine back in 1963. Let me get rid of this. This is a side look at that statue. This is a frontal look, or side frontal look of that statue. And this is the 2005 magazine cover where Tutankhamun is featured as a non-Black African ethnicity. And what National Geographic is saying, we did a CT scan of the mummy of Tutankhamun, and we have a sculpture by the name of Elizabeth Daunton, who used our scientific CT scan measurements and was able to sculpture a portrait of King Tutankhamun the way he really looked. This is what National Geographic is saying. Here is that sculpture, Elizabeth Dante, who literally is in the process of doing the sculpture. As you can see, the sculpture looks nothing like a Black African features, no Black African features. Okay, I'm comparing, this is a photo where I compare the image of the true ethnic image of King Tutankhamun with what National Geographic is saying is the true image of Tutankhamun. You can see the difference. And you can see that one of these statues is the true statue of Tutankhamun, and the other statue is a whitewashing. Okay, this is an older picture of Tutankhamun, a portrait on the left that came out of his tomb, and this is that side picture of what National Geographic is saying is the true image. Okay. This is a wooden statue that came out of the tomb of Tutankhamun. As you can see, he is the back during the day of Tutankhamun, the people that did his statues knew what he looked like.
Yeah, I think he is Dr. Jackson.
I hear
him as a black.
Is he frozen?
African. I'm sorry.
Okay, he's good now.
Are you okay?
Yeah. You were frozen there for a minute. Continue, Sage.
Oh, okay. Here is a statue, a wooden statue of Tutankhamun. It came out of his tomb, featuring him as a black African ethnicity. There's a close-up of another statue that came out of his tomb. And this is a wooden statue. And you can see that he is a black African. Now, this is a jet black statue of Tutankhamun that was in his tomb. And the reason that there are a number of ancient Kemetic kings who have statues of themselves painted jet black, because jet black was the color of the spiritual color of Osir. We generally know him, the Greeks called him Osiris, but Osir is a legendary founder of ancient Kemet. And when he was crucified and killed by his brother Seth, he became the god of the after death god who set on Judgment Day. And the painting of jet black is a statement by the king that's saying, I am an original descendant of the god Osir. Here is Tutankhamun's grandmother, as well as a statue with him as a young child. And below you have a stone relief of King Akhenaten and his queen Nefertiti. And they're holding 3 of their daughters and what have you. And this is a family portrait demonstrating that these were a black African people. Now, these statues are in the museum, in the various museums in Egypt and outside of Egypt and what have you. Why would the person who is the head person of Egyptian antiquities, why would he say in a video that the ancient Egyptians were not Negroid, and that they literally looked like what the Arab population of Egypt looks today? This is at the top. On the left, you have the grandfather of Tutankhamun. As you can see, that statue featured him as a Black African. On your left, you have the grandmother, who was Queen Tai, who was married to King Amenhotep III. Okay, these were the grandparents of Tutankhamun. Below them, you have the parents of Tutankhamun, which is King Akhenaten. His original name was Amenhotep IV, but he changed his name to King Akhenaten because he created a new religion that worshiped the god, the sun disk, the Aten. On your left, you have his literally his second wife, who is historians feel is the mother of King Tutankhamun. So here's your family portrait that strongly states and demonstrates that the whole family was a Black African family. Okay, here is a painting of Tutankhamun and his wife. Let's see. Here is another picture of both of them with him sitting on a throne. This is Tutankhamun. You can see that his color of his skin is copper brown, because this was the color of the Nubians, this was the color of Ethiopians, this was the color of Somalis in East Africa, you know, copper brown. And so the Egyptians featured themselves with the color red in their paintings and what have you. Below at the bottom, you will see the head of the mummy of King Tutankhamun. And you can see literally his Africoid, his Negroid, his African, Black African features in the mummy. Okay, this is King I, because we're continuing the progression of the kings. King I was the father of Queen Nefertiti. When Tutankhamun died early in his teenage years, King I, his uncle, became king. And he only ruled for 4 years. And to legitimize his rulership, he married King Tutankhamun's wife, because that's what you did to legitimize your kingship. You would marry the wife or the sister or some relative of the previous king. And that would strongly help to legitimize your rulership. This is another picture of King I. And this is King Horemheb, who was the general of King I. But when King I died, he did not have any children. And so he was succeeded by his general, his head general, King Horemheb. His name translates as Heru is in jubilation, beloved of the god Amun. Okay, this is another statue of General Horemheb. This is another statue of him. Okay, and this is a painting of King Horemheb. And this is his wife. And this is an upper section of her statue, kind of like showing you the style and the fashion, the very unique fashion that the ancient Kemetic people or the royalty wore. Now, when King Horemheb died, he did not have any children. So his general, Ramesses, he kind of like presented him or allowed him to become king of ancient Kemet. Now, since King Ramesses is not literally in the bloodline of the 18th dynasty, a new dynasty is created, and that's the 19th dynasty. Let me tell you something about the Ramesses kingship. Ramesses I, he was literally he's mixed, and his family is in northern Kemet, and his family was part of the Hyksos invasion. So he's a mix of Black African and the Semitic Hyksos and what have you. So now you have a new dynasty, the dynasty 19th, and you have Ramesses I, who was King Horemheb's general, now leading that dynasty. These are other pictures of King Ramesses I making offerings to the gods. This is a stone statue of King Ramesses I. And as you can see, he has the Black African, ethnic features. His son, King Seti I, eventually becomes king, and his name Seti translates as he of the god Seth, beloved of the god Ptah. He ruled for 13 years, and this is a statue of him that's on the right. This is another statue of him with the damaged nose. This is a painting of King Seti I. And this is a rock relief, a stone relief of King Seti as a high priest. Now, he's wearing the leopard cloth, which is literally the leopard skin is worn by the high priest. This is the temple of King Seti I. And this is another picture of that temple in Abydos. Okay, his son becomes the famous Ramses II. This was the warrior king who built many statues and many temples, dedicated to him. Okay, he becomes the king of ancient Kemet when he's 25 years of age. And this is the king that is referred to as Ramses the Great because of his war campaigns and extensive temple building and his colossal statues that he made of himself. His royal wife, his chief royal wife, was Queen Nefertari. This is a statue of King Ramses II with his Africoid, his Black African racial features. This is another statue of King Ramses II. This is another statue of King Ramses II. And this is a statue of King Ramses II as a child. And he is in back of him, protecting him, is the hawk. Okay. And this is another statue of a young King Ramses II. Now, this is a very interesting painting because at one time during the reign of Ramses II, his most hated enemy was the Hittite Empire. And what you see in this painting is on one side, on your left, you have your Egyptian soldiers in chariots attacking the Hittites. Look at the color of the Hittites soldiers and look at the color of the Egyptian or Kemetic soldiers, copper brown. Further evidence that the ancient Kemetic people were a Black African racial ethnicity. This is another statue. He made many, many statues, huge statues and smaller statues of himself. And he was very famous for this. These are those huge, large statues in Aswan at the major temple of Abu Simbel. And this is an area picture of those statues right there on the Nile River as you're leaving ancient Kemet and you're going into literally Nubia or ancient Kush. This is to demonstrate proportion. You see these tourists who are climbing down from the large statues of King Ramses II. Here's another picture of that statue. This is the minor temple at right next to King Ramses II statues. And this is Queen Nefertari's temple. Here's an aerial photo of that temple, Queen Nefertari's, who was the chief wife, the chief queen of ancient Kemet. This is a stark statue of Queen Nefertari. And this statue is right at the foot, right next to the leg of that huge statue of King Ramses II. This is a painting of Queen Nefertari, King Ramses II, chief wife. Now, this is a very interesting picture because this is a painting of Queen Nefertari playing what is the predecessor to chess, because chess was invented in ancient Kemet. And what she is playing is called the board game Senet, which is what literally evolved into chess. And this was evolved during the New Kingdom. Well, the latter part of the New Kingdom, evolved into chess during the latter part of the New Kingdom. This is a very interesting painting because this should be used to show where chess was invented, because now you have people in the chess. Well, there are people who are saying that we don't know where chess really invented, but we think it was in India. In India, they created the board game chess. We need to correct that misinformation. This was a second queen of King Ramses II. And this is a third queen of King Ramses II. The mortuary temple of Ramses II is what you see looking at now. This is an aerial view of the ruins of that temple complex. Now, this is a temple of Ramses II at Abydos, which was the Greek name for Abdul. What we want to do is we want to start using the original Kemetic names, because some temples and some cities and some of the kings were renamed by the Greeks with Greek names.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sage Ross, is
Yes.
there a place where you can bring your presentation to a temporary close until next Monday?
Yes. Let's end here, and I can continue from this picture of one of Ramses II temple. We can continue here next Monday.
One question before you go.
Yes.
People are listening, infatuated with what you're saying, so that they have some semblance of the time span under which one of the Ramses did Moses move out of Egypt.
Well, they say that it was basically, I mean, when you look at the timeline and what have you, it was during the reign of Ramses II, and we're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to show you.
I just wanted people to get a sense of historically where we are.
We're going to get deep into that next
time.
Monday, and I want to show you a statue, which could be a statue of Ramses II's son, who may have been Moses. Okay, want to get into that next week.
All right,
Okay.
that keeps us on our toes.
I
Let
heard
me
that.
ask two couple. So again, let's give Sage Norman Ross a hand. Excellent, as always.
Okay.
Let me pose this question. All right. Let me pose this question. Tavon, were we able to get Ray John on?
No, Ray John is not on at the moment.
Okay, no problem. Then we will move on further. Usually during this segment, we have the nutritionist Ray John on, because we know that in addition to exercising, having a chiropractor work on your misalignments, that the foods that you eat actually determine your growth, your vitality, and so forth. So we have nutritionist Ray John that comes on. He's not on, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on to my segment. And Tracy, I'm glad you're still here, because Tracy has been working to help us as we begin to try to help others. Now, what am I talking about? During my segment, we do a piece that's called some of the groups that are trying to do some things in the city and other places, those persons are wanting to write proposals and so forth and so on. And so the JMW consulting firm has agreed to work with us as we try to help some people do some of that work. And we will have, as Tavon said, we will have some sessions where people are interested in writing and seeking funds to help themselves, then they can get with us. So my segment is called NOFO, which is Notice of Funding Opportunities. And I'm going to, last time I talked about the Wahlberg Youth Foundation. I am going to, at this point, see if I can show this particular piece on the screen. Last time I talked about the Wahlberg Foundation, which is a youth foundation. I also talked about the Deaconess Senior Services, and those are foundations and funding sources that are coming up in the very near future. So today, what I'd like to try to do is talk about one other one, or maybe two, the Draper Richards Kaplan Foundation. And if you need information about these, I'm trying to see where to get to where I can share this information.
Hit that plus at the bottom at that screen.
Well, I exactly know where to hit, Tavon. My screen is just not showing me the bottom. All it's doing is showing where I'm scrolling to. Let me do this. Let me start talking about them, and then if you're interested in that, we will make sure we send. If they want to ask for information about the funding sources, where can they write to, or where can they send a text to get to that information, Tavon?
I think I can help you with something, Dr. Jackson. Let me do this for you. This might help out.
Because I want to make sure that I get right on the two or three foundations that I want to talk about. I'll give you a second or two to try to help me.
You should be able to see it on your screen.
So what am I looking for on my screen?
The Draper Richards Kaplan Foundation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to also, if people want to write in, that any of the things that I have regarding notice of funding, you can write in, and I have to give JMW credit because they've helped me find some of these things. The Draper Richards Kaplan Foundation is a global venture philanthropic firm that supports early stage of social impact organizations, and support is primarily provided in Africa, Europe, India, and the United States. And even though they do have a few projects in Latin America, the thing, capital, they will invest in your group up to $300,000 over a 3-year period, and it's either classified as unrestricted grant funding or investment capital. And non-profit mission-driven for-profits are also eligible to apply. There is no deadline on this particular one. They actually look at the funding possibilities each month. And we can send this information to you. And that's the Kaplan Richards Foundation. Another one I'd like to bring to your attention is the Nathan Cummings Foundation. And Tavon, they spell the Cummings Cummings Foundations. And theirs is a little different. They basically deal with partnerships, and they deal with partnerships with not-for-profits as well as for-profits. But rather than have you write a long proposal and then get rejected, you have to send them a letter of interest. And then they tell you what it is they fund, and they'll tell you whether or not you need to submit a proposal. And that's the Nathan Cummings Foundation. And the amount that they give is dependent upon, of course, what kind of grant or what kind of investment activities that you are looking forward to. Now, Tracy's on the line, and she was looking at one of her clients that wanted some information about investments and how they could get almost interest-free investments. So that particular Nathan Cummings might be one for you, Tracy. One last one that I'll do is the Modena Charitable Foundation grants. And they spell that first one, Tavon, Moderna, Moderna. And they recently established, were recently established in 2022. So they are fairly a new foundation, maybe about 4 years old, and they try to benefit local and global communities through grant-making priorities. And the grants are available to 501c3s within the United States, and similarly organized not-for-profit organizations outside the United States. They also have a rolling application. And if you look for grants and they say rolling, that simply means they can take a letter of interest and you can write to them after you find out more about them. You can write to them any time of the year. And that's helpful because a lot of groups go after those foundations and things that have grants due in January, May, August. And this lets you apply kind of on an off-cycle. Rolling applications allows you to apply on an off the beaten path of the time. So I want to make sure all the ones I talked about before, which happen to be the Deaconess Senior Service, which starts in September 1st, opens September 1st, and the Wahlberg one, which is somewhat of a rolling youth foundation. So if you are a not-for-profit, it is the hope that you look for funding, and the Mindful Monday show is delighted to be a part of helping you find money if we can. And so that's why we have the notice of funding opportunities each Monday. So if there are some things you want to know more about it, then you can write us or text us, and then we will get you the information at hand. I'm gonna go back to the board so I can, if you have any questions, you certainly may raise your hands, and about those three, what I know I can share with you, and what I don't know, the group that is partnered with us, Tracy Mash is online, and she, if you give her your information, she can send you what you need in terms of what she knows about it. Anybody have any questions? Andre, questions? I can't hear you. I say, are there any questions about those funding sources? Okay, no funding sources. So at this particular junction, we're going to, Tracy was there to take notes and try. So if there are no questions, we're going to move on.
No questions.
Okay, no problem. I have one last that we try to do. Tavon, I still need you to do the something funny for me, but I'm going to do a quick piece, and then we're going to go to something funny. And the piece that I'm going to do is called Activities in the St. Louis region. And if you're interested in these, we will actually see if we can get you moving, get folk moving on that as well. Here are some coming events in August and September of 2026. We will see, if you send information in and say, I need to know about that, then we'll send that to you. There's no sense in, and this will be very short. There is a model train swap at the National Museum of Transportation. There is there's a summer wing at the Magic House. And the summer wing is themed Halloween fun with costumes, slime making, and spooky stories. And that's at the Magic House. And of course, that is for kids. But a lot of you have children or grandkids. There's also, I think it's gone. Dr. Parby to tell me, meet me in St. Louis. I think closed August the 13th. But the Muni is an excellent place to go during St. Louis's hot days. The Festival of Nations is in Tower Grove Park in South St. Louis, and it's a multicultural festival that happens in August. And then, of course, the Anheuser-Busch Brewery Tour, you can call there and attend any of those activities that they have there. And that goes all the way through the summer. So that would be a good one to do. In September 4th through 7th, 4 days of pro and amateur races in Lafayette Square, Francis Park, the Hill, and Old Town Florissant. Also, from September 5th through the 6th, Missouri Botanical Gardens will have taiko, drumming, dancing, the martial arts demonstrations, and candlelight walks. Also at the Shafley Bottle Works, and many of you know where that is, they have an exhibit called Prints and Pages. And at Prints and Pages, you can it's a casual book club, and you go there, and it's a book club that you can belong to, and they pick out books to read, and of course to keep you coming back to Shafley's, but more importantly, so you can enjoy reading with others. At the Black Rep, starting September 8th, they're going to do The Color Purple. And for those people that enjoy music, AC/DC are going to be part of the Power Up tour, and they're going to be in St. Louis September the 8th. And it's a major rock concert. And if you continue to look, and you want us to give you information on this, if you like, we can send you some other links so that you can find great places to go. It's hot outside. The weather, as Tavon reported earlier, is going to be pretty steamy the next week. I don't know how it's going to be in September, but again, we will begin to tell you about more concerts and theaters. And there's a calendar of concerts, and they have people like Soul Child, JoJo Herman, and so forth. So if you want to find out about any of these, there's a site called ExploreSt.Louis.com, and they list all of the shows, festivals, and sports events. And we used to have one of our broadcasters who would bring us up to speed on what was happening with the Cardinals and other sports. Unfortunately, our good friend Dave Blodgett, who brought us the sports, passed. And so we are still looking for, nobody can never take his place, but we're looking for somebody to keep us abreast of the activities that go on in sports in the region. So if you have an inkling to be on the radio, call us or text us. And if your forte happens to be sports, we're looking for somebody to give us a 5-minute report every Monday. So that ends my 2 presentations. And I'm going back to the show.
John,
in particular, we have 10 minutes. Yes,
John. What is
yes.
the date? What is the date of the the Festival of Nations?
Oh, you're gonna make me go back. All you got to do, Norman,
I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, get back with me. I send you, and what I do, family, and I say family because you're part of our audience. All of the people that are presenters, all the information that I have, we have Dave Parr's information. We have the information I give on notice of funding opportunities. We also have the events that are forthcoming. We put all of those, and if you want any of all of that, if you'll simply send us a email, then we will send that to you. Any part of that you want, because as you know, Dr. Parr couldn't very well cover every single thing that happened in Black history, and even the highlights he couldn't cover. It would take a whole show for him to do that. But we'll get back to you. Also, Norman is going to be having some interaction sessions starting in September. We talked about that, Norman, and you can tell them as we close today, we will have Norman, then we'll have David, Parr, and then we'll have Tavon kind of close us down. Our good friend who's with housing, Will Andre Owens, is being with us, and he is going to be coming back with a series of interaction sessions. So Andre, tell them what it is that you will be offering.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm looking to give birth to the nonprofit Urban Homeowners Collaborative STL. Essentially, in a nutshell, I'm really
so
trying
what is
to
it? What is collaborative
so, yeah, that's what I was getting to. Essentially, for homeowners to be aware of their rights, especially pertaining to the Fair Housing Act of 1968. We all know that they're actually trying to do away with civil rights. They've already taken a stab at voting, but I believe that they're going after all civil rights. So what my whole premise is to not only just make homeowners aware of their rights, which are found within the 1968, and what I actually have lived, and what I'm going to be promoting for other homeowners to actually live, because 2008 is already happening again now. But what we know now is we can actually fight against the fraud. And we need to stick with this like we stuck with the civil rights, because the fact that I believe all fraud is about to come out, but the mortgage fraud is for them to for us to say not only just black homeowners in their home, but the laws that were meant to take care of us need to be enforced. So that is my whole series, and I'm going to involve boys in the hood. But when Dr. Jakes
that's going to help.
That's what I'm going to be focusing on.
Okay, thank you so much, and we look forward to your series. I'm going to, Tracy, I know do you have anything to say? I'll let you be almost last because I want you to give your feelings about what you heard today on the program. Norman, you want to have your closing remarks? Then Dave, we'll get Tracy, and then we'll close it down with Tavon.
Okay, just want to emphasize that we will be initiating in a number of organizations and institutions ancient African history scholar groups. For those people who are interested in literally becoming involved in workshop, in-person workshop curriculums on ancient African history, and a ancient African history internet online program that you can conveniently take at your home on your computer. Because we have a Learn Worlds website to do that. So like to stop with that, John.
All right, thank you. Dr. Parr, remind us of the word for the day, the thought for the day, and then anything else you want to say.
Well, the thought for the day is that you can always be better than you think you are. But I just want to add some things to the event program that you indicated. First of all, August 29th at the Muni Opera, Lionel Richie will be there. Now, you can get tickets through a lot of the ticket agencies, but the show is basically selling out. There are very few tickets left to see Lionel Richie. This weekend in St. Charles is Festival of the Hills Festival, so you can go out to St. Charles and enjoy yourselves in Festival of the Hills. I also want to do a brief, since Dave Blodgett is was a excellent sports reporter.
Well, thank
Unfortunately, he's not here. I just want to say that the Cardinals made history this week when they brought up a rookie, Joshua Bias. Joshua Bias hit 3 home runs his first three times at bat, which is Cardinal history and Major League Baseball history. And by the way, the Cardinals beat the Cubs yesterday, 11-4, and day before yesterday, when Joshua Bias hit his 3 home runs, they beat the Cubs 8-4. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Well, Tracy, I'm going to call her next because Tracy is going to help along with me. We're going to help those people that want to do proposal writing. And there's going to be a cadre of people, and we're going to do this at a different time other than the Mindful Monday show. If you'll note, we're getting interactive sessions. We're going to have an interaction session about housing with Will Andre Owens. We're going to have an interaction session with Sage Norman Ross. We're going to have an interaction session with persons that want to do their 501c3s and work on proposals. And we're being assisted with that by JMW Consulting. So I appreciate you being able to stay on today, Tracy, because I know you have a lot of clients and a lot of things to do. But what I'd like for you to do is give us some feedback. One of the things we try to do, we try to have one person say, this was a good part. Oh, you need to do a little bit more here. Or I really, really enjoyed this. Tracy already sent me an email that said that the information that I have, and none of you've seen this, she saw it because she asked for the information on African American history. Jamal Warner's birthday is during this month, and the information that was reported was that he was on a couple of shows, and she said, "Oh, he was on that show but once. He wasn't on that show but 7 times, and you missed the real big thing. He spent his early life on the Bill Cosby show." So she's an excellent researcher. And again, she said, "I want to make sure anything that you all sent out is right." So we are glad that your group is with us. And Tracy, you want some feedback. How are we doing? And then how can we improve what we're doing? And then we're going to close our show down with none other than T.B. Brooks.
Well, quickly, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be on. And I like to be the person that's in the room with a lot of knowledge. I'm always looking. I teach my brain to be a sponge. So just to be here to learn everything I've learned from chiropractic to what's going on in St. Louis. I'm a native St. Louisan, but I live in Texas. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I sent the message to Dr. J. 2 weeks ago, Mr. Ross was telling me about the Ethiopian Bible. And there are 2 that I saw. I just wanted to make sure I'm on the same page with him. If he happens to have a copy of that, he can send it to you. So I'll make sure I'm ordering the right one. I've always been interested in our history, not just through our today time of 2026, but back in the past, and learning a lot of things, especially about the Egyptians, on how you notice everything. They tried to destroy the nose so you wouldn't know that it's us. But I've been learning a lot about our history, even over the weekend, how we built one of the first pyramids before the ones in Egypt. And I got to find that information because I try to take everything down. But once I find it, I will send it to Dr. Jackson to send to Mr. Ross. And he's probably know what I'm talking about already. And these are things that are being kept hidden from us. And we need to know our history, because if we don't, it will repeat itself. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your time and consideration, and I appreciate being on here. And I will be on again next week, next Monday, learning from you guys.
Now we also force you to grade us. You said you're glad and you appreciate it. Do we get a B, C, or a D, or F?
You know what? You get a B plus. Only reason I don't give an A is because I know there was some technical difficulties going on.
Wow.
So, but
Hello,
other than
everyone,
that,
and what a beautiful
you guys
day.
did great. I was able to hear once Mr. Tavon got the echo going. We were able to hear and see, and I really appreciate that, because that means a lot. Because if you can't hear what you're saying, we can't do what we need to do.
Thank you for giving the technician some credit, because people don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Exactly.
We stressing and sweating, and Dr. Jackson don't care about nothing but making sure the show go on the road. So thank you for that.
Look, I know Dr. J. He puts a lot of he picks us up, doesn't he? He picks us up. Yeah.
I need to get my raise, Dr. Jackson. I need my raise. I mean, the check in the mail, so it must be a state check because it's still in the mail.
Tracy, I know
Yes,
I know your company's in business to make money, and right now, with me working with your company, and I convinced you all might be able to charge others, but Tavon gets the same salary that you get from me.
Oh, okay.
Just some good advice. Just some good advice. And I've tripled. He started off getting 0. I've tripled that number in terms of, I guess I'm gonna have to go make it go 5 times. That's the only thing I can do at this point. But I'm gonna let TB Brooks close us out, and in your own way, Tavon, close us out.
Everyone, and what a beautiful day, right? Nothing like a project by my husband to bring out the sun. Let me start by thanking Addison for that magnificent introduction and for exemplifying the heart, excellence, and determination that has blossomed right here on the South Side for a very long time. I also want to send some love to everyone who made this day a reality. The construction workers, landscapers, designers, the architects, artists, chefs, our staff, our board members, our donors. Barack and I simply cannot thank you enough for the care and brilliance you poured into every square inch of this campus.
You looked me in my eyes and said, I can't promise the whole wide world, but I'll give you a life worth living, a story that's still unheard. And somehow through the highs and lows, through every storm we'd see, you gave me more than I imagined. You gave the world to me. Every step, every scar, every mountain we climbed, you never lost yourself, not one single time. You stood through the fire, never changed your name, never let the pressure steal your flame. When the world kept watching, hoping you'd fall, you stood a little taller through it all. You carried hope where others carried fear. You led with love year after year. You didn't just survive the storm, you showed us who you are. 8 long years inside the furnace, still your heart remained the same. The heat revealed your truest colors, it never burned away your name. Grace under pressure, calm through the noise, strength wrapped inside humility. Every challenge only proved the depth of your integrity. They questioned where you came from, they questioned who you were, questioned if you belonged at all. But every lie meant quiet courage, every doubt meant steady purpose. Every attack became another reason to stand even taller. Never bitter, never broken, never giving hate a home. You stood through the fire, never changed your soul, never let the darkness take control. When history called you, answer strong, showing all of us where we belong. You turned the pressure into grace. You gave the world a stronger place, not because you've never struggled, but because love always led the way. You once promised me an interesting life instead. You gave me a life that changed the world.
Thank you all. I love you all. God bless you, and God bless this country we love.
Dr. Jackson, thank you again and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Mindful Mondays.